On behalf of the North End Community Improvement Collaborative, or the NECIC, our organization, we'd like to welcome all of you again today to the North End Elders Luncheon. And our speaker today, we're very pleased to have another prominent North End resident with us. A huge North End longtime supporter, served our community for 20 years on city council. He told me he doesn't do bios, we all know him. But it's really our pleasure to be able to introduce Don Culliver, Mayor of Mansfield.
Thank you very much. I don't really like to do bios because it's really not about me, but it's about our community, about how we work together to make sure that our community grow. The thing that I'm trying to get my administrators to understand is that whatever we do, we have to be consistent. We represent everybody, and we're there to serve you and to make our community grow. And basic growth pattern really is about economic development, because if we don't have enough monies in our pockets to actually live on and still exist, we have all kinds of other problems. And all the things that I could talk about, basically, I promise you, if we don't have that economic strength to bring that fruition, all it is just an idea. We've been lucky so far with our planning. Being quite honest with you, some of it fell in place, but however it is, we've been lucky to the fact that we are creating jobs as we speak. One of the jobs at the Start Tech thing, we helped with that project. There's 150 jobs now, and at the end of the year there'll be over 600 jobs at that project. The company that you seen in the paper yesterday, we were lucky that the Third Frontier, through the governor's office, awarded them $1 million to work on their fuel cell project. That's highly technical position that they took, and those are the jobs that we are looking for the future. Those are the jobs that will pay the high paying, will have the high paying wage as we go. Those are the jobs that are the jobs of the future. And with that, we had to have a couple of things. We had to have the education so that our kids can actually go into those jobs. But at the same token, some of those jobs, even with this high tech, they're entry-level jobs that you don't have to have a lot of technical training, but you have to have the ability to learn. And that's what our education system is about, making sure that our kids have the grades so that when they go and apply for these jobs, they know that they have the ability to learn those jobs. The only high-tech position they really have is in the engineering part of those jobs. We talked about high-tech parks, and that facility is one of the gyms that's in this city that will start our high-tech park. They're in the position now that they have 3 buildings, and they're going to build another building to house some of the projects that they have. We want to make sure that those type of positions come to our city, not only for economic development, but also for educational purposes. Because when they build in the city, that means that there are more monies that go into our school system. When you look at the way our airport built up, economic-wise, it helped our city's financial base, but it didn't really help our citizens, nor did it help our schools. Because our citizens didn't get most of the jobs, and then our school systems, the monies that went there didn't support the Mansfield City Schools. So that's another reason why we're trying to make sure that we build up our companies that's within our city schools, so that money will go towards our schools and help their financial basis. Because we don't want to be in a position that we're doing all this and then still coming and asking you for tax money. It really is about helping you save your money as we go. It's cheaper to train, it's cheaper to give people jobs than it is for us who have kids and grandkids to support our kids. It's cheaper to train and try to do economic development than our kids having low-paying jobs, and we still have to help them at the end of the day. So, it really is a threefold thing. So, and I would never ask you for income tax money, only if I have to. And then in city's position, we won't levy a tax on you, you have to vote that tax in. So you'll be levying the taxes on yourself. And to do that, we have to give you a good position and let you know all the situations that we have and why we're doing what we're doing. That's one of the reasons why I created a problem on myself, to the extent that in our budget process, we were taking money and using money out of our water and sewer programs and to actually fund other programs. So I told the finance director and my director to put everybody in the proper spot so that we would know exactly what everything cost. And when we did that, we created a deficit. When we created a deficit, that was a good thing, because what happened is now we stopped draining water and sewer money. When you pay your water and sewer bills, if we kept that the way it was going, then we would have to come back and ask you for to raise your rates, and we didn't want to do that. We wanted to put those folks back so we actually know what the real costs of doing business for the city, so that we could reduce and really think outside the box to make sure that we give you the best services that we can give. The other thing I think is very important to the extent of our management team, we have to let them know and try to get them to think outside the box and actually think so that they will serve you instead of serving the system. We don't want anybody, when we ask a question of why we do business, and they give you the generic answer that this is the way it always has been done that way. We have to take a look at our positions and make sure that we can explain to you as a taxpayer why we are spending your money, and make sure that we are spending your money wisely. We want, at the end of the day, we want to say that Mansfield actually grow not only financially, but with have the best services anywhere in the state of Ohio. I've been lucky to go to other cities, and I'm part of the Mayor's Conference both nationally and state of Ohio. And I will tell you that when you look at other areas, Mansfield really is blessed with all the troubles that we have. When you look at many of the other cities, they're a whole lot worse than we are. So we truly are blessed. With that said, there's a lot of room for improvement, and we can improve if you help us improve. We have to work together to get a job done. And also, when you start talking about working together, too many of us want to put a right and wrong way on things. Many times when you take a problem, there are many ways to solve a problem. And just because you disagree with me, that don't make you wrong. It's just a preference on how you do things. And I try to instill in my administrators to have thinking some of the same terms I do. If you come up with them and tell them, I have an idea how to improve the system, they should listen to you. And if it's any way possible that they can use any of the ideas that you have to incorporate that idea, because you're right there on the forefront, and while they're sitting in the offices, and many times you know better than we. Also, I try to tell them to make sure whatever they do that they're actually serving you, because in the end, you're the ones that are paying our salaries, and you're the one that take the policy, even though you put it on paper. Economic development, infrastructure, education. Also, looking out, when you start talking about economic development, actually looking out for those jobs of the future. Many places says that manufacturing is dead. I don't believe that. Manufacturing is only dead in certain areas. When you start talking about the new jobs and new technology that are out there, we need to be going in that manner, so that because when you start